Thank you to the symposium organizers for creating this space for dialogue and relationship building. I really appreciate this opportunity, and I hope that this platform can help us all to come together and build mutually beneficial and desirable working relationships between tribes and the monument. My name is Valerie Russell, and I am honored to work for Grand Staircase-Escalante National Monument. Every day when I come to work, I am grateful for this opportunity to participate in land stewardship management and activities. I am currently the Assistant Monument Manager for Resources, meaning that I supervise a staff of resource specialists that include biologists, a natural resource specialist, range management specialists, a soil scientist, and an archaeologist. But let's step back a bit. 3 years ago, I was hired to work as the archaeologist for the monument. At that time, I had big dreams about being able to reach out to tribes to start building working relationships. I'd envisioned being able to set up face-to-face meetings with tribal representatives like tribal historic preservation officers and cultural preservation department staff. I was eager to meet people in person so that we could get to know each other and so that we could start to talk about the issues or topics that were important to tribes. I felt that it was really crucial to be able to meet in person and in advance of a project proposal-driven National Historic Preservation Act, Section 106, or a NEPA consultation need. I was eager to start to get an understanding of how tribes wanted to be consulted, any particular issues they perhaps did not want to waste valuable time being asked to review, as well as to learn about particular issues that tribes were very concerned about and wanted to focus their time and efforts upon. And I wanted to gain a deeper and more holistic understanding of cultural landscape level concerns to tribes here on the monument. And then the COVID pandemic happened. It just was not possible to continue to set up face-to-face in-person meetings. I remain hopeful, however, that we can start meeting in person, particularly as we are starting down the path of writing a new monument resource management plan. And I'm really grateful for this symposium as a place to start. The reason I am hopeful is because now that the monument boundaries have been restored and we are making preparations to write a new management plan, we've had the opportunity to submit an increased staffing and budget request to BLM headquarters. In this request, the monument has requested to receive funding to hire a permanent full-time tribal liaison officer / Native American coordinator. If funded, this position would be devoted to facilitating long-term proactive tribal consultation, aside from strictly project-driven Section 106 and NEPA compliance consultation activities. If funded, hiring this position would better position the monument to be able to establish better, mutually agreeable working relations and consultation protocols and agreements with tribes. In addition, if funded, this tribal liaison officer / Native American coordinator would assist in the protection of sacred sites, traditional cultural properties, and cultural landscapes by engaging directly and in a consistent, long-term manner with tribes to have dialogue and direct input from tribes on the issues that mattered most from tribes' perspectives. This work is critical for the current monument management planning efforts, as well as for all future NEPA and Section 106 consultation requirements. In addition, if funded, this tribal liaison officer / Native American coordinator would work to identify how BLM and tribes could collaborate and partner on stewardship activities together. The monument has had a robust archaeological site stewardship program for over 10 years. Individually, volunteers sign up and take training to become site stewards. They are trained in ways to monitor site conditions, to track impacts to sites that are at risk of degradation, whether it be from natural erosional processes or from visitation or authorized use. The monitoring data collected by site stewards is used to help BLM make better management decisions. For instance, Do we want to consider limiting or restricting access to certain places? Should we step up site visitation etiquette messaging to visitors at certain sites? Do we need to implement any adaptive management measures for authorized uses at this particular area? I think, though, that right now what is missing from the Site Steward program is tribes' perspectives on sites or places that they want to see us monitor. I would really like to know if there are places of importance to tribes that we should monitor as part of the Site Steward program. I would also really like to know if tribes would like to take an active role in participating in the Site Steward program. Would you find it beneficial to your tribal communities if BLM and tribes work together to identify and steward sites together, perhaps by creating a tribal youth conservation corps? The monument also relies heavily upon student interns each summer in a wide variety of resource-based work. For instance, interns work in jobs like noxious weeds eradication, paleontological, archaeological, and biological survey and monitoring, administrative support, visitor services, education and interpretation, wilderness monitoring, and rangeland monitoring. I hope we can collaborate with tribes to give tribal youth opportunities to work on the ground in land management activities. These are just my ideas. I do look forward to hearing from other panelists and tribes. Thank you again to the symposium organizers for this opportunity to share our thoughts with each other and to open up a space from which we can now continue in conversation with each other.